What's going on? It's E-Bands, and I'm excited to have received my team Go to Award for this year. Firstly, I want to thank you guys, 2K TV, going from not being extremely known in the community at the beginning of the year to working my way up to being one of the best players in the world to now being recognized for it. Definitely feels good. Also, want to thank my friends. We've been playing each other all year, getting each other better. It's a big part of our success. Lastly, but not least, I want
Let's meet the starting lineup for Boston. At point guard, Drew Holiday. At center, Kristaps Porzingis. At the other guard position, Derek White. At small forward, Jaylen Brown. At the other forward position, Jason Tatum. The head coach of the visiting team is Joe Mazzulla. And now, introducing your Charlotte starting lineup. At the small forward position, standing 6'5", number 10, Josh Green. The other forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 0, Miles Bridges. At shooting guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 24, Brandon Miller. The man in the middle, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 5, Mark Williams. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 1, LaMelo Ball. The head coach of your home team. Once again, your Charlotte starters.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. And tonight, we've got the Charlotte Hornets playing against the Boston Celtics. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 down low. And for Charlotte, the guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Miles Bridges is out there with Mark Williams. And it's Green in at the 3. So, Greg, it doesn't get much better than this, does it? Major playoff implications in this one tonight.
Both teams have a lot on the line in this contest. Seeding in the postseason can make or break a team's chances.
So Boston wins the tip. And here is Tatum. And Holiday has it in the corner. Misses the 3. And it's Williams with the ball for the Charlotte Hornets. And it's Miller penetrating, and it's good. 2 points.
And this is what you like about Miller. He has great range from 3, but he can also make tough shots in traffic.
Now here's Brown. White up top. He's guarded by Williams. Stolen by Ball. There's Green with the 3. And Boston with the rebound. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And guys, if you don't control second chance opportunities, you don't control your fate. That has to be their key takeaway from that one.
Well, the lack of effort they showed on the glass is just unacceptable. And I'm sure the coaching staff will let them know about it.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with.
Count it.
I like that from White. Attack in the heart of that defense.
Here's Williams. It's good. The assist that time from Ball.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Brown. 20 points for him last game against New York.
Yeah, and the effort on the boards last game gave them that many more chances.
Clock is at 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
Well, this is what Brown was looking for. He just needed the ball, and then instantly his shot was up.
Miller, no luck.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay, and he couldn't.
Holiday goes in. White, wide open. He fires. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. There's Williams and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Williams has got his second basket of the night.
I just love the determination on that backboard, coming out of the gates really, really strong.
Well, that'll make his coaching staff smile, showing them his impact from the get-go.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
And Stan, as he enters his prime, Jason Tatum is shooting to become the face of the NBA.
Yeah, and Kevin, he knows winning is the key. For a star player on a great team, learning that balance, when to take over and when to set up your teammates, is a big part of it.
First free throw is good. Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
And so Tatum nails them both. Stan, you talk about a stacked roster. It's hard to find many weaknesses for the Celtics.
Yeah, Kevin, there's a reason the Executive of the Year award went to Boston's front office last season. The Celtics are built right, and they're built to last.
And it's Brown missing. And here's Miller. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics.
Yeah, they dropped the last game of this matchup. Their bench wasn't able to keep up with the opposing reserves offensively.
And Coach Derek White spent his first 4.5 seasons with the Spurs and Coach Greg Popovich, who did a lot to boost his confidence.
Yeah, Kevin, White was a late first-round pick. He's a humble guy, very hardworking. I don't even think he realized he could be this good. Well, Holiday's one of those guys they can ask a lot of, whether it's guarding the opponent's best player or orchestrating for his teammates.
Al Horford is checked in for Boston. Richard comes in for Derek White.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And look at Tatum turning up the defensive intensity, outworking the shooter.
Holiday, the pass to Horford. The kick out to Tatum. His three-pointers off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Puts it up from 15. Here's Diabate. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Plays like that make a coach's life easy. Love the work rate he shows on the glass to get the score.
Richard. And a miss there on the triple. Charlotte has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Curry's shot is good.
Well, look, he'll eat you alive from the mid-range if you give him that much room.
Boston trailing. Brown with it. He's got 6. Over to the wing. Here's Pritchard. A three-pointer, no good. The Hornets have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Here's Okogie, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Great dish from Nurkic there. He really has a sixth sense for those reads.
Now, let's go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Charles Lee.
We talked about how they plan to deal with Jaylen Brown. He said Brown's explosive off the dribble, so we have to have bodies in front of him, be physical with him, stay connected with him at all times. We'll see if they can keep Jaylen in check. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Brown. The kick out to Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Tatum's got 5 now.
And Tatum takes a lot of threes. And you see why, given he has this kind of accuracy.
Hits. Got that one from Nurkic.
And just using the natural advantage he has, he can see over the top of the defense.
Yeah, there's not much else the defender can do there. That is a textbook block out to secure the rebound.
Shot on the wing. The shot by Curry, no good.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
And you can just see the defender just way too slow. And he got burnt there for the layup. That's where speed can kill.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Tatum, that's for 2. Unable to get that one.
And that's one he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. It's Charlotte up by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, guys, what do you think?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
On the court for the Celtics, the guards are Pritchard and White. Then there's Brown, and it's Cornette in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And he loves that area. Miller can cause a lot of headaches for a defense with his ability from the mid-range.
You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineup.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
Brown inside the line. Miller grabs the miss.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
The Celtics shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Here's Pritchard, covered by Smith. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And as you know, in past years, Peyton Pritchard had always wanted a starting role. Now, more opportunity, and he has responded.
Yeah, Kevin, he's very competitive and certainly deserving of rotation minutes. He is just now entering his prime.
Zinkus, he's checked in for Pritchard. Here's Hauser, off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Yeah, and guys, when White's got the ball in his hands, you can count on him to make the right decision with it.
They get it back. Miller lays it in without an inch of room around him. Miller's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And if I'm his coach, I'm very pleased with this kind of energy on the offensive glass. Textbook play.
Brown kicks to White. Plenty of space. Bridges with the board. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Hornets. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Yeah, those opposing crowds can put you off balance at the stripe, but you got to block out the noise and make those free throws.
And White kicks to Porzingis. And the 3 off target.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Miller, no luck.
He'll probably hear about that shot selection when he gets back to the bench. Maybe not their best option there.
Goes back up. Good on the shot, and with that, the Charlotte lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Brown.
Well, we're seeing this more and more out of Brown. The ability to take over for an extended period of time.
Williams can't hit. The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Here's Hauser. Good D by Miller.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
And again, the Hornets missing. Boston shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Here's Cornette. Off target from three-point range.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time, and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. Celtics trail by 3. Outside Tatum. Back to White. Lets the 3 fly. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
3.
White's got 5. You know, Stan, we hear all the time about after timeout plays. About how many of those do teams really have at their disposal?
Well, you certainly have to have a few, Kevin. Coaches vary in their philosophy. Some coaches will draw them up on the fly. I was one, like a lot of guys, who wanted to have things that we've worked on that then we could go to. But that just depends on who you've got, how smart you guys are, how quickly they pick things up. Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either. Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Good on the shot. Nurkic has got the game tied up here for the Hornets.
Well, he got off to a slow start, but now in the second, he seems to be finding his rhythm.
Launches a 3. Diabate grabs the board. Diabate's got 5 rebounds tonight. And the basket by Okogie. And the Hornets lead by 2. 1:16 left in the first half of basketball. Pass to Holiday. Down low, here's White. Hornets with the rebound. Here's Diabate. The quick look, no good that time.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
Tatum, an assassin.
Yeah, no hesitation, no overthinking it. Tatum just takes the shot.
And Nurkic gets it to go.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here's Craig. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. For Boston, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. And the first one drops. And the Hornets making a change here. Ball's checked in. Celtics also with a sub. Horford's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Charlotte trailing. Here's Okogie. And the rejection by Tatum. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. To the paint. That's good from Horford on the assist by Tatum. Horford's got the lead up to 3 now for the Celtics.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
It's White on the wing. Launches it. And that'll do it for the first half of competitive games.
Your Hornets, 34.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie
A tremendous game we're seeing from Jaylen Brown. He had 12 points. And that'll...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been a clinic out there by Jaylen Brown.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Josh Green is out there with Bridges, and it's Williams at the center position. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
Derek White.
Traps in the tray.
Well, yeah, White prefers a more head-on shot, but that doesn't mean he can't sink those corner threes, too.
Here's Ball. Count the basket. Ball's got his second bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
Here's Bridges after Drew Holiday's score.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots. They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
Hornets.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. And one of the most respected players in the NBA is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a 3-time Teammate of the Year award winner. He's also a Sportsmanship Award winner. He is a pro's pro.
Ball with the bucket.
Nimble inside play there from Ball, finding ways to work around the defense and score.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Now here's Tatum. 8 points for him. Shoots over Bridges. And it's off the back rim. No good. Hornets trail by 4. Free throw line jump shot. And that one is good. Bridges has got 6.
Not only a jump shooter, Bridges also dependable at knowing how to get it done inside.
Here's Porzingis. Second shot opportunity. Miller grabs the miss. Miller's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Ball. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Celtics have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. And there is White, and that's good on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got 6 assists here tonight. Here's Ball. Here's Williams. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
Outside Holiday. No good from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Hornets. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Mark Williams. And Smith subbed in for Ball. And then for Boston, Hauser's checked in. And it's Pritchard in for Derek White.
Nurkic doesn't take a lot of bad shots. So when he decides to pull up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it.
Here's Hauser. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Charlotte moving the ball around. And yes, it's good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the new leadership in Charlotte has made it clear that it's not going in for quick fixes. The goal is sustained success, building with youth and development. Call it roster flexibility or a blank slate. But with some promising young players and more help, there's nowhere to go but up. Kevin?
Health is huge. That's the hope. Hey, David, thank you.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Yeah, textbook positioning there for Porzingis. Once he's established it, he's going to have the advantage and able to finish that one above the rim.
And the Hornets call time here. And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history. Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Outside Holiday. And there's the pass to Pritchard. Tipped away. Here's Diabate. Guarded by Horford. Diabate's shot is good.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Holiday takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Holiday's got 5 now.
Finishing strong inside. Holiday doesn't want to waste a quality look. For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Here's Pritchard. Scoreless thus far.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Here's Diabate. Banked in off the glass. Now it's a 6-point Hornets lead.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Pritchard passes to Cornette. Here's Hauser. Passes it to Pritchard. Here's Cornette. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Celtics trail by 6. Here's Pritchard. Can't hit from 12. Here's Diabate. And there's another one for the Hornets.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting.
And so is Charlotte, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Yeah, well, he looked like a pass-first point guard on this assist. Incredible instinct to feel the play develop and set up the score.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the 4th quarter. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Pritchard in at the point.
And this has been an outstanding display on the board, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
It's White on the wing. Pass to Porzingis. Here's Pritchard. And it's off from 3-point range.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling.
Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps, terrific story. Tatum wide open, he fires one. Off target from outside. Hornets leading by 9. Here's Miller. The basket is good off the assist from Williams.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Here's Pritchard. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody wants to tell him to ease up off the threes. And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Here's Pritchard. Over in the corner, White. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
And, well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Yeah, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
Charlotte calls timeout. And the conversation for Porzingis, coach, tends to always come back to help. And what a challenge that has been for him.
Yeah, Kevin, over his career, on average, he's missed about 30 games per season. But that's not an uncommon problem, as you know, for players who stand well over 7 feet tall.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Hey, guys, during the break, listen in with Charles Lee and his team. He told them, don't look at the scoreboard. We have to play like we're tied. They want their team to sustain that level of effort, and we'll see how it works out. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Green against Brown. Out to the right wing. Latrey trains the three-pointer. Pritchard's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, and after not making any triples in the first half, that's his second since the break.
There's Ball with the 3. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
There's Ball with the answer. I love the fire this guy plays with.
Inside, here's Porzingis. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. 8 points for Porzingis.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Ball, no good. Celtics trail by 13. To the inside. White, good.
Yeah, we've seen White's confidence as a scorer grow over time, which is why he stays aggressive when he catches fire.
Took him no time at all on that one. 1:53 left in the fourth. The 3 from Tatum. The Celtics get it back in a new 14. Brown, and that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And the Celtics making a change here. Holiday's checked in. Bridges shot. Good.
Just so precise off the pass. I like how Bridges prepares himself to shoot as the ball is coming his way.
Bounce pass, Holiday. Tatum kicks to Holiday. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got 4 assists now tonight.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Tatum passes to Brown. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter, and that one is off.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Charlotte.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for LaMelo Ball.
Well, what an unselfish display from him tonight. Sharing the ball, creating for others, just beautiful basketball.
Impressive job by the players coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Knowing it's his responsibility to find open teammates. Holiday, nice job setting the table there.
And here's Tatum for three. The Hornets pull it in. Deep two from Ball. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one is on Holiday.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the dish.
Ball hits them both. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Holiday. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So, for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.
Yeah. Look, I'm finna take it there. This time around, I'ma make it clear. Spoke some things into the universe and they appear.